high speed is right back behind the goal. He's Oliver Christ. Oh, he's done it!
Having goes in as well. O'Neill and Lamb up the way. Rangers look for a goal. It's in there. You've got Fiddle and Bell. Some magic still has Gascoigne. Oh yeah! What's the foul? Oh, it's brilliant! Scoots it back. John Lundstrom. 3-0 Rangers. Willis cross a good one. And the hits Libra.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of We Are the Podcast. This will be a post-match review of the League Cup semi-final against Celtic at Hampden today. Celtic running away 3-1 winners after 120 minutes of football. Not really any structure or agenda to this one. We're just going to talk about it. I think there's nothing that we can really glean from what we've seen that really deserves much discussion other than probably one of the most abysmal refereeing performances I think we've ever seen in a cup semi-final, especially in a Scottish football game. It was atrocious. I don't think I'm going to ask how you boys are. I think we just go straight in, fire away, and
Just
gloves
add it to
off,
the list,
swear
right?
it,
Just
swear it, man.
Add the refereeing performance to the list of refereeing. Absolutely. Look, I'm not going to say, for me, right, Asgard's isn't a red card only because the boys clearly flicked the ball over two players and then
He's not even looking at him.
He's then
not even
flicked
looking
the
at
ball again, and his eyes are focused on the ball. He's put his foot up to flick the ball, and the guy's collided with his foot, right? Now, I understand if the rules have changed and that's a red card, okay, right? As much as for me it wouldn't be a red card, then I accept it, right? But then Austin Trusty has kicked the goalkeeper in the face and no been sent off for it. And I'm sorry, but that is no the same. Like, that's a worse foul than Asgard accidentally kicking somebody below the waist while after kicking the ball. Then Austin Trusty to stick his foot out after the goalkeeper's got the fucking ball in his hands.
That's what I was going to say. Butland has control of the ball.
That is a
It's
red card.
A full second of play between Butland cradling the ball and him swinging his foot.
His foot is on the ground when Butland's got the ball in his hands, and he's then stuck his foot out and kicked him in the face. That is a red card and a 3-game ban. I don't care what MD says, right? People can say, well, listen, we're no better, right? I'm no better. We were shite the day. We said this before it was 1-0, before it was 2-1, before it was 3-1. We were poor, right? Chamiti's not a good enough player. Suter's a terrible defender. Giga was terrible today. Raskin was anonymous today, right? But that was a red card. If there's a red card the other way around, that is a red card as well. And Nick Walsh is absolutely shat it. And the VAR team haven't even overturned that. It's a disgrace.
Well, apparently the VAR team looked at that and said that the yellow was sufficient.
For 15 seconds?
Aye. That's what we're saying. We said
for
this beforehand.
Seconds.
That entire VAR team, or the majority of that VAR team, were the same VAR team that was the cup final last year that never overturned that penalty. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same thing. But we don't deal in conspiracies. We're not that type of fan base, but it's hard to not see what's staring you in the face. I think the two Cardins aside, I think that Walsh absolutely shat himself a number of yellow cards as well. Maeda should have been yellow carded about 4 or 5 times. And
he's kicked Dio in the chest, and that foot is higher than Asgard's is. So how's Asgard's a red card and that isn't he as well?
Aye. And then
I'm sorry, right? But it's an accident, right? So was Asgard's though. So if you're saying that Asgard's is an accident but it's a red card, then the picture I sent in the group chat of Maeda's foot up at Diamandi's nipples, it's a fucking red card, right? If that's a red card, then that is also a red card. So that's
the Kemar Roof Europa League challenge
man.
Again. That's all that was. It was parallel with that, and then the big one that's going to cause a bit of conversation is the penalty that we got. Now, obviously, he's the Celtic player. Was it Ralston? I can't remember who it was.
It was Ralston.
Ralston has dived like a goalkeeper. I don't care if his arms are tucked in or whatever. He's dived like a goalkeeper in front of that ball. And the picture's shown he knew he'd handballed it right away. But then they argued the fact, they were arguing that it was above the t-shirt line, that it hit him in the shoulder. and like, do you know the big thing
It
for
never
me that
it
really,
hit him
aye,
on the elbow.
it
It
hit him
hit
on
him
the
on the
elbow,
elbow.
hit
But
him on the elbow.
for me, if I'm a Rangers fan, which obviously I am, but obviously if that's given against us, I would be fuming because just taking a play devil's advocate here or try and look at it from a neutral standpoint. He's if it for me, if it doesn't hit his elbow, it's going to hit his body. So that would be the only reason why I would go. Because I said to you in the group chat, this is getting overturned. He's not giving a penalty for this. So I was surprised when he did. But it's it's one of the ones where you can see why it's been given, but at the same time, why is he not booking? Why is he not booking Ralston and giving him a second yellow for it? I probably should have started my rant off by caveating that we were shocking in the first half. Bag of
I
nerves
will.
never turned up.
Yeah.
However, second half I thought down to 10 we were brilliant at times. We had Celtic on the ropes. We just lacked that bit of quality. But you then you know at that point it's 10 against 12. It's no 10 against 11. Nick Walsh was terrible, an absolute disgrace. Um, Even worse than last year's cup final performance, I would say. Um, what you've already covered it, Cheech, with Trusty, but how that's not a red card is
Mate,
absolutely mind-boggling.
we are not going to.
Mind-boggling.
We are genuinely not going to sit here and say that we lost that game because of the refereeing decisions, right? But if if really to accept that Asgard's is a red card, right? Austin Trusty knew the minute, look at him, look at the
Aye,
whole play,
he
right? He's
immediately
kicked him in the
reaction.
face and he immediately goes like this and puts his hands down because he knows he's just kicked the goalkeeper in the face. So whether he meant it or not, it doesn't matter. He's just kicked somebody in the
Completely
face.
agree. Completely agree. If you're going to send off Asgard, now I'll again try to look at it from an outside standpoint. I can see why Asgard's been sent off. However, if you're going to send off Asgard, you absolutely have to send off
He's
Trusty.
just
And
kicked the goalie in the
the,
face.
the two things for me is with Asgard's one, he couldn't get his red card out quick enough. He's got the red
He
card
could
out
Aye,
not
before
get
he's
the red
even
card
aye.
out
before
quick
he's
enough.
even get anywhere near Asgard. And then with Trustees, you can see that he's looking directly at it. He's got a perfect view of it. And again, yellow card straight away. Couldn't get it out quick enough. You're like, mate, come on. That's a red every day of the week. Every day of the week. It's just
Referee,
it's it's,
refereeing,
it's
aye,
baffling. But look, refereeing aside, as you were about to say there, Willie,
yep.
um, Jermaine chance first half, probably should have scored.
Oh, he should have
Raskin,
scored two in the first half.
Ras,
He's
Raskin
hopeless and
first
all.
half chance took a bit too long, delayed on it. Second half, Gassama's in place. Ralston does really well with one of them to come back to him. The other one that he's through, he pretty much shoots straight at the goalkeeper. We just lacked a bit of quality, but we were kind of, I think, you made a point earlier about, refereeing decisions aside. Well, the refereeing decision of not sending off Trustees a massive part because 10v10 is a totally
Of
different
course it
game.
is. Well,
Totally
it's not an
different game.
each.
Exactly. So, yeah, look, it's happening far too many times. It's happening far too many times in big games for it to be purely
It,
accidental or whatever. And
lads,
it's not about conspiracy theories, it's blatant cheating
no, but
at
lads, we
this
know what
point
will
because it
happes.
happens
We
too
know what will
much.
happen, right?
Colin will come out and
Two weeks
apologise.
time,
We'll get our
William
monthly
Collin will come
apology
out
for
and he'll
Willie
go,
Collum.
"Oh, sorry, that shouldn't have been a sending off," or he'll say that should have been a sending off, but also so should that have. And then we've just to accept the apology that cost us a League Cup semi-final. Last year, we've to accept the apology that cost us a League Cup final. When does it
But
stop?
it's getting to the stage where it's every month when he does that VAR show, there's a Rangers decision on there, and we're getting a decision wrongly given against us, and it's costing us. It's not even like it's in a game where you're 3-0 up and you go, but it doesn't really matter because we were running 3-0. These are at points when games are on a knife edge, and it makes a massive, massive difference to the game. You know, you
Aye.
can't tell me, look, as much as we played better with 10 on the park, can you tell me that we I expected us, like when that goes to based on the second half, if we keep 11 men on the park, I've no doubt we win that game. We were by far the better team in the second
We'd have a
half.
better chance anyway.
Absolutely,
He's,
absolutely.
Or if it
he's,
goes
ru-
10
he's,
to
ruined,
10
he's
v
ruined the
10,
whole thing. He's
or if
ruined
it's
the whole
10v10,
tournament.
it's a whole different game. That was
Aye.
honest to God. Like we don't want to. It's no. look, Chamiti missed 2 sitters, right? And
It's no absolving a poor performance by the team.
100%, Chamiti giving it all this
Aye,
after one fluke goal, right,
exactly.
is embarrassing now, because now the absolute Diddy has just missed 2 complete and utter sitters. That second one, I would have scored that, and I'm fucking shite at football, right? And I would have scored that at the back post. All you have to do is make any connection with that ball and it goes in. And he's missed the ball completely. So how is somebody paying £8 million for a striker that misses the ball at the back post completely? I don't know. But giving it all this after one fluke goal is embarrassing. It's the same. It's honestly just as embarrassing as Russell Martin sitting going, oh, did we look coach today after winning 2-0 against Hibs to only go and lose the next game? It's
Aye.
embarrassing. Don't do this stuff when you're just about to embarrass yourself in the next game.
I
Aye.
think
I'm
the thing
going
as
to.
well is we could have, sorry, Willie. I
No,
think the
carry
thing
on.
is we could have, had it not been for Jack Butland, even before the sending off, we could have been 2 or 3-0 done, and the game should have been done. So I want to kind of go, yeah, look, the referees had a shocker. However, in the first half, we were atrocious. Even with 11 men on the
Aye,
park,
Walker.
Celtic should have
Aye.
been out of sight before we even went down to 10. So that's not, it's not about the system or anything like that, but I think when you look at Jigga, even in the first couple of minutes, you think,
Terrible.
Jesus
He
Christ, man,
was.
this guy's a bag of
Aye.
nerves, absolute bag of nerves. And again,
Suter has never a Rangers player in his life, and I swear to God, I've been saying this for 4 years. He's never a starter for
mate, I
Rangers.
feel as if you say that every time we record one of
Because
these.
he
John
is.
Suter's
Because
not
he,
a Rangers
but
player.
every single game, he just shows why he isn't. He got bullied today off a guy that's smaller than him. That is
Yeah.
no how it should go.
Aye, and the other, as much as I like Danny Rule, the one mistake I think he made was starting Asgard ahead of Mikey Moore,
Starting
who was
Chamiti as
brilliant.
well.
And again, but like that aside, like you can't legislate for Chamiti. Chamiti's done well in the last couple of games he's played. Okay, so take it. I can see why he started him. Also, we'd spoken about Tavernier before we kind of came on. I can understand why he's playing him. He's his captain at the end of the day. You're not going to leave him out of a semi-final like this. But
Nah.
starting tell,
That's.
and I'm not saying this because Asgard gets sent off, but for me, even before the game started, Mikey Moore should have been the one starting, no tell Asgard. And again, it was proved when Mikey Moore came on, his performances are just getting better and better.
I wouldn't have started. We said this in the pre-match. I would have started Miovski over Chamiti. Miovski
Yep.
scores at least one of the 2 chances. I'm sorry, but he
Aye.
does.
100%.
No,
100%.
I completely agree with you, mate. But at the same time, I can see why he's pictured Mitty. Goal and assist in his last 2 games, which is more than Miovski's, so I can understand why he's done it. But at the same time, you're thinking, well,
You can just
Miovski's got
see
previous against Celtic, so
this performance for
you know,
Chermiti coming a million miles away, though. That's the thing. Like, as Cheech said, the run into the supporters and all that. Last game, he assisted Danilo, but ultimately he wasn't really that good. And I'm going to
Wasn't great.
walk back. I'm going to walk back my comments on the last pod because I said that I thought that Chermiti was turning a corner. He's just put the motor in reverse and went right back round it, man. Get him to fuck. I cannot deal with players like that who just do not care. The entire defence today looked like a defence who, at the end of the season, aren't going to be here, and that is the
They're
case.
not going to be here.
That's what I mean.
Exactly
That's what I mean.
right.
That's
Oh,
what I
we're
mean. But
relying on guys
not
who
a
are not
single
going to
one
be
of them.
here in 6
Not
months.
a single one of them looked like they gave a fuck to me. Giga, I don't know what he does, man. Like, cause one game he looks all right, the next game he looks like a fucking heedless chicken. Tavernier, and we all know how I feel about Tavernier already, but he loses so many of the guys he's supposed to be marking. And when he doesn't get out of first gear to chase them back. He jogs everywhere. And it drives me fucking bonkers, man. I don't care if he scores penalties. I don't care if he scores free kicks and all that. The guy's a defender that can't defend. And see, when his contract's up at the end of the season, I'll be fucking glad to see the back of him. And I just want to get that out there now, man, because I try and be conservative on
honest,
this. I just
I'll,
can't be dealing with many more, man.
I'll be glad to see the back of most of them, because I said to
Aye.
you during the game, like I can't get on board with this team at all.
Nah.
I just think there's so many players that
Passengers, man.
when these games come up, and it's the big games and the games that they sign for, right? These players sign for these games, they sign for the European
Shite
games.
it.
What have we seen in any of the European games, any of the Old Firm games this season? Embarrassing. Terrible.
Absolutely nothing. And I think
Nothing.
of
And
the,
this is the
of the
big
players
games.
that played,
You can't step up for the big games, then I don't want them to be here. They're a waste of jersey.
yeah, I think the only two that got anything close to pass marks for me were Butland. I know he
Yep.
made a mistake for the second goal. I think he should do better there, but in fairness to McGregor, he rattles it. You know, he puts a good bit of power behind it, but I think Butland should be doing better.
I think
And
Butland
again,
was
he
a wee bit
kept.
unsighted as well. I don't
I
think he
think he
had
might have
full.
been. I think Shooter's in front of him, and it does take a very slight nick off his head, but it doesn't really change the direction of the ball. The other one that I wanted to mention that played the full game was Cornelius, because I thought he done well considering they get booked midway through the first half, and we were on the back foot quite a bit, especially once it got into extra time.
Yep.
So I thought they were the two that started that kind of stood out. Mikey Moore was brilliant when he came on. Should have started and hopefully starts the next game. If I never see Yusuf Chermiti in a Rangers jersey again, it'll be too soon. I know he's only just here, it's not his fault for the price tag and all the rest of it. We did kind of bash him on the first few pods and then kind of gave him a wee bit of kind of kudos in the last couple, but I just don't. I'm
Nah.
not seeing it. I'm not seeing it, mate. In these games, when you're paying that kind of money, you need to think, right, he's going to put them away. Even if he puts one of the two away, it's a different game, you know. But he just can't be relied
He's
upon at all. And
overall.
I'm starting to
He's meant to
to
be a
worry a wee
striker,
bit.
and he's getting a free on at the back post, and he's not even connecting with the ball. He's missed the ball completely in that second one. It's
Yeah,
embarrassing.
It's
I
not
think
even.
I
It's
think
not even those chances as well. His overall performance today was atrocious. Like
his
when
controls,
he's
his
take.
controls
Aye,
awful,
I was just about to
awful.
say that.
What
When
does he
he's
do?
about,
Every
he's
pass
taking
he
a
was
pass in.
playing,
Exactly right.
He's
Look at
fucking.
every
you
pass he
can
plays,
say
he goes behind the player. They're having to adjust, and I'm starting to worry about the striking options because Miofsky isn't firing, and as much as Danilo was, Danilo can never stay fit. So you know,
I think
it's
that was
kind
a
of
wrong substitution as well, taking Danilo
should have been.
off.
It should have been Chermiti off and kept Danilo on.
Aye,
That's what I would have done. And again, don't want to blame the manager too much, but that's one thing I would say.
I think the
But
subs on the whole were wrong for a lot of them. Taking Raskin off, the only person in that pitch that had a wee bit of bite about them, it was in the players' faces, who was arguing with the ref where our captain Wisney was Raskin, and I don't think he should have come off.
I think Rashton was poor as well, to be honest.
He was like none of the outfield players for me get a pass mark. The only one that gets a pass mark is Butland, but for what Raskin brings to the team in terms of what you want your captain to be doing, Raskin does that. Like arguing cards, arguing fouls, all that kind of stuff.
for
Why
somebody
you
that
brought Joe
apparently runs a
Rothwell on?
midfield for
Joe
Belgium,
Rothwell, it's just
then,
another mistake.
you know,
Another mistake made signing this guy as well.
yeah,
Sorry, Stevie, you were going to make
classic.
a.
So I'm just going to make a point about Raskin, where for a guy who apparently runs the midfield for Belgium on a regular basis, but yet
He's got the shackles
again,
on. He's getting
time and
shackled here,
again,
man.
just doesn't produce for us. And he was brilliant
Aye.
at Parkhead last season. He ran our midfield, scored, got an assist. You know, you're just like, come on, where is that Raskin? Where is he? And then you were sorry. What was it you were about to say
Rothwell.
there before? Rothwell. That's a classic case of somebody who played in England and thought, I'll go up to Scotland and scoot it. The guy is just. I haven't seen
A
anything
low
in him to
par, man.
suggest he's a
Once
decent player.
again, we talked about in the pre-match though, putting somebody on McGregor. Did we do that today?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
No.
And when we've ever had success against him, we've put somebody on McGregor and totally taken him out of the game, and then we've controlled the game. And we never done that today. And look how it ended up.
And it was evident for the second goal because he's standing on the edge of the box. There's nobody anywhere near him. He's
So
got time to
basic
set
stuff,
himself.
man.
And by the time Ant-Man gets anywhere near him, he's already hit the shot. And that's not
Kevin
that's
Thelwell's
not
got
Ant-Man's
blood in
fault.
his hands, or swear to God,
Oh,
honest
aye.
to God.
Aye, this lies squarely at the door.
The last
the
two
board.
games against Hibs and Kilmarnock don't hide the fact that Kevin Thelwell's got blood in his hands, because this squad is an embarrassment,
Yeah.
a collection of embarrassments, to be honest with you. And
Yep.
to give him any more money to spend in any more windows is honestly going to end up worse.
I genuinely think if we get to January and Danny Rule's allowed to sign his own players, then we can build a team. we could definitely build a team.
I think
But
we need to get
Thelwell
shot
was
of
to be
some of the
nowhere near it.
fucking. We need to get shot of some of these fucking players, man. We need to.
Who's going to want half of them though, mate?
That's
Given
Well,
the half
guess
season
what?
we've had.
Guess whose job that is to get rid of them? Rid of them.
Aye,
Kevin
aye.
Thelwell.
The
Aye.
fact that brought them in.
The big thing for me as well, like obviously we're missing Connor Barron, and I think it showed that we were missing Connor Barron the day.
That
We
was a
didn't.
huge miss today.
It was a massive miss. But I'm trying to think back. Suter was the only Scottish player that was playing. I can't think of any other ones. Suter was the only Scottish player. We had Lyle
Yeah.
Cameron wasn't even on the bench. Finlay Curtis was on the bench but didn't come off. Like, why are we not playing these players? Like, why? These players that know what playing for Rangers means. Like, we've got all these fucking foreign duds, man, that can't get themselves up for a game against Celtic. What the fuck are we supposed to be doing here?
And on the flip side of that, you've got the young boy that comes on for Celtic and scores, who wasn't getting a look in under Rodgers. You know, like comes in, scores a goal, probably could have had a hat trick if his finishing was better. You know, when he comes on, but it's like I don't understand what's going on with Finlay Curtis, because anytime he's played, he's never touched him. He's been brilliant for us, absolutely brilliant.
I would have
Scored
had him
important
on ahead of
goals.
Ant-Man. I would have had him on ahead of
Yeah,
Ant-Man.
yeah, absolutely. Can't argue with any of that.
I've not seen anything what Rose said after the game, right? And we're not going to hide behind the refereeing decisions and say that we would have won the game without that, right? But it would have been a different game because we've had somebody sent off, and then they should have had somebody sent off at 0-0, which is a totally different game. And then they should have maybe potentially have somebody else sent off later on in the game when Maeda has kicked Diamandi, which is again alters the state of the game. We weren't good today. We were saying this before. It was when it was nothing each. We were saying we are doing good
It's
today.
going to be a
We
long
need
day.
to change this. This isn't good. The selection wasn't good. Chamiti wasn't the choice up front. It should have been Miovski. Suter, I'm sorry. I know I keep banging on about him, and I will always keep banging on about him probably until he leaves or he stops getting games. He was never a starter for Rangers. He was never a top choice for Rangers. And for some reason, even when we went for it at the back, we wouldn't drop him. And he's an absolute bomb scare. And he's cost us umpteen goals this season. He got bullied off a guy who's smaller than him today, and that is unforgivable for me.
I think one of the things that does give me a slight crumb of comfort is that Danny Rule seems to be the kind of person that will learn for these mistakes, whereas
You'd hope so.
Russell
but
Martin
we'll have to wait and
wasn't learning for them. So I don't want to say I have no fears because we've seen this movie before, but you're just kind of hopeful that when we go there in January or whenever it is, that he knows not to set up in the same way, because it didn't work. You know, I suppose it all depends on who's in charge of them at the time as well, because they'll obviously have a new manager in the door. But you'd like to think he'll learn from his mistakes, and you know, the same kind of nervousness that was there for the first half hour or whatever the day, isn't he there? Come January.
So we're now back in the position that we're all too familiar with, where we're hoping that other teams stop Celtic from winning trophies so that they don't pull away ahead in the trophy count or too far ahead in the trophy count. Anything to say today from what you've seen of Celtic that St Mirren have anything to worry about? Do you think St Mirren can take them in the final?
Don't know, to be honest, because
I don't think they will. But you never know. It's a cup final. It's a one-off game. You never really know with these things. But I wouldn't. Nah. I mean, look, if
I
you're
don't think
asking
all
me
of
to
a
put
sudden
money
they're a
on it, I would
brilliant
put money
team.
on Celtic winning it.
I don't think all of a sudden
like
they're a brilliant team just because they've still got the frailties and the players missing. They did have. Problem is we never started the game to exploit that, right? We never looked to do that for the off. And probably no other team in the league, except maybe besides Hearts, are good enough to actually do that. Hearts did that perfectly last week. Hearts did that perfectly where they went, this is where they're weak, so we'll just go at them because the defence is weak, and look how that turned out. Nobody else will probably have the bottle to do that. We should have had the bottle to do that today. We've not done that.
You said that in the pre-one. I remember you saying that, like, this should be the game where we go at them for the beginning rather than soaking up to counter, and we soaked up to counter. If we'd have come out the blocks, gone at them, it'd have been a different game.
Ralston and I don't know the guy's name at left back.
Sriracha, is that him?
Aye,
Hot
well,
sauce boy?
aye, sounds just close enough, mate. Aye, but like genuinely, that's getting bullied. Honest to God, getting beat. So me getting beat for headers after somebody like Liam Scales is honestly an embarrassment. The guy is 6 foot and apparently worth £8 million. It's a disgrace playing like that.
Come back, Dessers, all is forgiven. I don't think we really have much else to say.
That's how bad things are going when you're begging for civil
Fuck,
death.
That's for me to say come back, Cyril Dessers is a big
Ooh,
fucking thing.
I don't know if I'm
Um,
quite there yet, mate. But
No, mate, he would have buried a couple of day chances a day, surely.
anybody would have scored HMA
Yeah.
chances, mate, to be honest.
Dessers would have buried one of them after taking about 400 touches. Tony Cholak definitely would have buried one of them. You know,
I miss Alfredo more and more every day, man.
Fuck it, bring him back. Bring him
Aye.
back.
So I think we've said what we need to say about today's game. I don't think there's really much else we need to discuss. Obviously, that our next game is Thursday night.
Yeah.
Roma come to town. I fear the worst for that, to be honest.
That might not be the best.
I don't even think I'm going to be back for New York in time to even watch that one. So I'm going to leave that one up to you boys. You can do a pre and post if you really want to. I wouldn't blame you if you didn't. But I think we'll just call it there, unless you guys have got anything else you want to add.
Well, we need to show up, don't we? But
yeah, you would have to hope so. But you know,
we need to show up.
well, I mean, as much as Europe's kind of gone for us now, you kind of have to hope they're just going. But at least show up at a fight. Do you know what I mean? Go in and show up at a fight. Unlike the last game, who was it again in the last game? It was Bran.
Bran.
Aye. Yeah, at least show a wee bit of fight and give something to cling to. What you don't want is Roma coming to Ibrox and absolutely ripping as a new one. You know, which is entirely possible, but
They did
hopefully it
lose to
doesn't.
Pilsen in the last game, didn't they? So
Yeah, aye, they did, but yeah,
aye.
who knows? Who knows? We
Aye,
live and hope.
we'll call it there then, boys. And thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. Drop us a wee sub, like, share us with your pals, leave a comment, and we'll see you midweek for the Roma preview game, preview pod. See you later.
Take it easy, boys.
Cheers.